Okay, that's the end of part one. Now that those people are gone, let's do part two. So we're going to start here. We are on the Shirokitagawa River on a pedestrian bridge. We're going to go up to that bridge, cross back over the river, which is back to the west side. Then I'm going to go south. Excuse me. I've just had some juice. Woo. South, which is that way, through some of the streets and stuff. We're going to check out some of the local streets. I did buy a bottle of water. It is not carbonated water. And I'm far too upper class to drink it, to be quite honest. Hold on a second. What's this? I wish this was on. A murky little pool. I bet this is on sometimes. I just haven't cleaned it up for the summer yet, maybe. Anyway, as I was explaining in the last video, I like to buy carbonated water from a machine if it's 100 yen. It's a little game I play while I'm biking around. And I didn't do it in the last video, so that's still a goal. Oh, and I gotta find another machine so I can throw this empty bottle away. God, life is fun in Japan. There's so many little challenges and things. I do not seem to be able to get out up to that bridge. But who cares? Got drawings of apple trees here. I wonder who did that. It's not graffiti, it's like officially sanctioned, I'm pretty sure. But why? Who sanctioned it? Who did it? And how did they get that? Did they design that on like paper or a computer first and then transfer it over? Like by paint or what? How do things like this end up existing? Will we ever know? Oh, there's a way out. Excuse me, ladies. Just doing my duty. Hope this guy doesn't hit me. Oh, different path. Okay, we're gonna cross this river. Look at this little path. Rusted iron rails, broken cement. This is what I like. And say goodbye to this river. This is the last we'll see of the river, unless I take a wrong turn, which is, 50% likelihood maybe. These guys sitting around in a basket way up in the air. All right. Okay, I don't know this area. I've never been to this area. I have no reason to come to this area. Unless I just bought a 360-degree camera and I wanted to go test it out. All right, what's that? Straight or left? Those are the two options. Right is more north. I don't want to go more north. So we're going to go straight or left. I say straight. Unfortunately, there's a red light. Of my many, many talents, thinking of fascinating things to say on a microphone while I'm waiting for a red light is not among them. So I'm going. You see the police, let me know. Hey, looks like a park. Lots of parks and baseball fields all over the place in Osaka and everywhere. Usually connected to a school. I guess this is a school of some sort on the right, and their huge baseball field and soccer field on the left. What could be more pleasant than this path? Let's go see if we can bother those pigeons. Hey, pigeons! What's up, guys? Where are you going? Oh, a little bird. Pigeons always hang out with the little birds. Fly away. I want to get a video of you flying. Fly away. All right, forget it. Don't torture the birds. Damn. Oh, I'm going to bike through there. see. I see a machine, but no bubble water. Let's see. Harashubu. This is kind of nice. It's not just a bike. I mean, not just a school park. It's an actual community park, I think. Say what you want about getting older, but it's too bad that when you get old, you're not really supposed to be riding these things around anymore. I think that looks fun. Okay, focus. I forgot which way I'm pointing because now it's cloudy. I believe I'm still facing, yeah, this is still west. All right, it's time to turn south. Wait a minute, I am going south. The sun's over there. Huh. No water. I don't know. I don't really know which way I'm facing. What do you think? Okay, see that airplane? I don't know if you can see it on the camera. I know where that airplane's going. That's the Itami Airport flight path. So that means we are going south. Are you familiar with the songs of the Bee Gees? Are you familiar with the soundtrack album to the movie Saturday Night Fever? Well, I have never seen Saturday Night Fever, and I do not consider myself a disco enthusiast. Back in the late 70s, let's go check this machine out. Amongst rock fans, there was a disco sucks movement. And I could see that. No. So I could see disco sucks. But I do know that album, that soundtrack album. It's a double vinyl album. The soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever, starring John Travolta as a dancing whiz. Or something. I never saw the movie. But I don't like disco, but I like that album. And I've heard that album. I guess my parents had it when I was growing up. So they would play it. They weren't disco people either, but everybody had that album. So I do know that album, and I actually like it. I don't listen to it a whole lot, but I know it pretty well. And for some reason today, I haven't heard it in a long time, but for some reason today, I've got More Than a Woman in my head. I cannot possibly understand the reason why. And I'm surprised to find that I know quite a lot of the words. At least I can sort of mumble along to half of the phrases. Girl, I'm something very well. You could always be my baby. We could make it shine. We could live forever, just a minute at a time. What is all this? I don't know if you can see this. There's framed, hold on, let me turn around. Framed pictures in this window. Just for fun? Are they for sale? That's cool. Anyway, so I'm biking around. As I'm biking around, trying and failing to think of things to talk about, in the back of my head is more than a woman, more than a woman to me. Shoot-up, shoot-up. No idea why. So now I hope it's in your head. Oh, is this? There's that big road again. All right, let's try the big road. Mask and umbrella. Japanese people do not tend to use the word, the English word umbrella. They have their own word, which is kasa, which is for rain. But if they have one of those black cloth kind of doily umbrellas for the sun, They do say parasol. I don't know if they have a Japanese word for it. Probably do, but they say I have a casa and a parasol. I do not know why. It's inconsistent like that. Oh, this is neat. Fresh fruit from local growers is generally how people eat fruit. When you buy food at a local supermarket, either a lot of the stuff is really local, or it will actually say where it came from, which means which prefecture it came from. And you can say, well, the blueberries from Iwate are best, or whatever, I just made that up, but for example. But Iwate is too far away, so I'll go for the ones that are from Nagoya, or something like that. And they're priced differently based on where they're from and how far they had to travel and stuff. But you know where your food is coming from, and if you choose to buy local, you can. It's very nice. I don't pay any attention myself. If I buy blueberries, they tend to be frozen. I don't care where they're from. But. Okay, here we go. Okay, here is the subway station. That's a hint for where we are. Noe-Uchindai. I have always liked that station. This area of Osaka is called Noe. There's like 3 stations here. There's Noe Station, there's JR Noe, and there's this one, Noe-Uchindai, which I always thought was just a really cool word. Uchindai. But I do not understand this intersection. Wait a minute. I'm sort of going west again. Up in the south. Alright, we're changing. Noe-Uchindai is a pachinko parlor. Pachinko is like this little... You ever heard of Plinko from Price is Right? It's kind of like that. It's like a little gambling machine like you see in Las Vegas. Not quite a slot machine, but it's like little balls falling and bouncing off of pins or something like that. And they're everywhere in Japan, these pachinko parlors. And when the coronavirus started, they all shut down in Japan. They were ordered to shut down or heavily suggested, would you please shut down? So most of them did, but then they were one of the first things to open back up too. Now they're mostly open back up. And they're insane. I went into one once or twice I've been into them when I first came to Japan. Because I heard about them, I heard of pachinko and I saw them everywhere. I was like, what is this? So I went in and it was just deafening, like literally deafening noise. Because it's just dozens of rows of dozens of machines, all these little balls bouncing. So all you hear is like this white noise when you go, just, and it's really noisy. And people will spend all day, every day in there. A lot of people. And I literally don't know how they take it, just physically. How do they take that noise? But they do. So when I did it, I knew it was kind of like that. Because when you walk by them, if somebody opens the door, you sort of hear the sound burst out while the door's open. Nobody opened it, but. So I knew it was noisy. So I went in. And I was going to start just with a, cheap coin. I just wanted to see what it was like. Pay attention. So I put in a 500 yen coin, which is around $5. I put it in, and some balls came down, and they were bouncing around, and I think I was turning a knob or something like that. I don't remember. And then for like 2 minutes, it was all over, and I'd lost my money. And that was that. I left. Couldn't understand the point. It was not particularly fun. It was not particularly lucrative. There was no skill involved, really. But I have heard from people who are actually into it, and it's women and men of all ages. Look at all that. Wow. Futaba, high-performance Futaba radio. I had a little Dukes of Hazzard car when I was a kid, but it's nothing like that. Anyway, I've heard from people who are into pachinko that you improve your skill over time. Not only do you improve your skill, and I've had people tell me, oh yeah, I usually win. Like, really? You usually win? So it's like actually like as good as a job. You can go in and just win at will. They're like, oh, well, sort of, kind of, you know. I don't really know what the real story is. And I've also heard from other people that, I don't know if this is true, but something like I've heard that every morning, each pachinko parlor is required, or they just do it, they're required to post on the wall before they open some information about calibrating or balancing each machine or something like that. So people who are really in the know about all this, they go look at those postings in the morning, and they pick out the machine that they want, the machine that for some reason they think they can handle well. And there's always a big line out in front of these places before they open at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. And people run in and spend 12 hours sitting there, with deafening noise, playing their machine. And apparently it takes like some days or weeks or something for the machines to get broken in, so they don't like the new ones. I don't know how much any of that is true, but it seems insane to me. Just physically insane, gambling aside. Go. We're both nodding at each other. Please go, please go, please go. Now, a couple years ago, I was driving through America, and on a big road trip, and I ended up in Nevada, not in Las Vegas, but out in a place called Tonopah. And I'm not a gambler, I'm not into any of that stuff, but I was getting gas one morning after staying in the hotel. I got gas in the car, and in the gas station there was like a little electronic, what do you call it? Poker machines. And so I thought, okay, why not? So I put in, I don't remember how much. Oh, this is this is a down market little alley. Anyway, I put in how much money in the machine? Like $5 maybe? Same as the pachinko, and within a couple minutes it was up to like $20, $25 or something like that. So I cashed out, went up to the counter and said, hey, I got $25 out of this machine. And they said, yeah, you did. So they gave me the money, and I walked out, free gas. And I thought, that's dangerous, because that's kind of exciting. But I didn't do it anymore. I don't have the sort of personality that thinks that's a good idea. Well, do you know where we are? Because I'm not sure. I just saw a Keihan train pass. Like these little old low houses, very, very close to each other. Okay, that's Keihan, and we probably want to go, what do you think, left or right? If you said left, you're correct. Look at this. Pretty cool, huh? Sometimes these little tunnels, there's not quite enough room for pedestrian paths and car lanes, but they cram it all in there anyway. 1 car lane here and 2 pedestrian paths. Super laundry. Looks like regular laundry to me. So, what are these 2 steel things and why do they exist? Curry place. These little hole-in-the-wall restaurants and stuff, they're just everywhere, and if you get into the right area of town, they're everywhere, and they're delicious, and they're interesting and unique. These buildings are kind of cool. Very curious neighborhood. More spinning barber poles. Back when I came to Japan, I had much fuller hair than now, believe it or not. And it wasn't like shaved like this in the back. It was like kind of not long, not like a mullet, but it was, you know, sort of long and normal in the back. And I went to, after a couple months, I'd been here a couple months, I was like, well, I need to get a haircut. My first haircut in Japan, because I can't cut my own hair. So I went to a local barber shop. I should go find that barber shop on one of these videos. That'd be fun to do. Anyway, go straight here. Yeah. So I went to this barber shop, and I tried to tell him, because I only been in here, it wasn't 2 months, it was like 2 weeks. I had just arrived. Didn't know any Japanese. So I went in and I tried to tell him with smiles and gestures, just cut a little bit, just a little bit off, like 1 centimeter, just cut that much off. And he said, this much? I said, yep. And it turns out he thought I meant cut it down to that much. So I sat in a chair and I was like, he's gonna cut a little smaller quantity of my hair off. And first thing he did was he took the clippers and went right here and went, and I went, I'd never had hair like shaved, like military style hair in my life. I was like, well, I guess I do now. It's too late now after the first cut. So he finished up, and ever since that day, that's what I had. Like, well, okay, I guess and I would, you know, over the years it got thinner and thinner, but I would go to barbers and they would understand what to do because now I had like a Japanese style cut, so they knew what to do. And then finally it got so thin that I bought my own clippers, save a bunch of money. Because a haircut in Japan, that first haircut I got, I said, oh great, okay, you know, good job, how much? And he said, like 3,000 yen. It's like $30. I was like, $30? No tip. No tip in Japan, but wasn't I shocked? So I thought, 30, I think I found somebody that would do it for cheaper, for like 1,200 yen or something after that, but still, the clippers were maybe 3,000 yen, much cheaper. And it's still what I use. I didn't do well on finding the sorry, I got distracted. Didn't do well on finding my bubble water for 100 yen, but I do like the looks of this little bridge thingy up here. This has got potential. Overgrown weeds and rusted fences, that's what I'm into. Oh, look at that. What is this? This is bizarre. Can I get through there? I don't think you're supposed to ride your bicycle. Wow, why does that exist? Well, it's definitely worth it. That was cool. There's a lot of graffiti in Japan, but it's always just block letters that don't really seem to mean anything and cute little faces and stuff. Ooh, look at this. It's an interesting old neighborhood. They don't do this stuff in new neighborhoods. I don't know if I'm supposed to have my bicycle in here, but little shrine. Probably the neighborhood people just stop by every now and then and do a quick prayer and then head on their way. I don't know what this area is for. Maybe they have some kind of meetings in here. You can put food and drinks and stuff as kind of an offering. And anything is okay, like snack food and bottles of sake and stuff. Okay, this is called Ōi-Ocha, which is green tea. Oh, that's cool. Wonder if the people that live right in these houses come out here. More than a woman, more than a woman to me. I know so little about disco music, and yet I know that that song was on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, as done by the Bee Gees, and later on the same album, another band does the Guest House Johto. Another band called the Tavars or Tavers, I don't know how to say it. They also do a version of that song. So the song's on there twice. Why do I know that? Why do I care? Why do you care? I don't know. What's this? This is much nicer. Another little Shinto shrine. Like the orange gate. Let's see if I can back up. The orange gate here. What am I doing? After the rain, I'll tell you what's going on. That's the name of the apartment building. The orange gate I thought was for Shinto shrines. Over here on the left, it appears to be a Buddha inside. So Buddhist and Shinto side by side. That's really the thing, the sort of thing I ought to know by now, but I'm not quite sure. I think that might be true. All right, I've never been to this neighborhood before now, but I like it. Osaka Johto Gospel Church. Don't see churches very often here either. Looks like an apartment building. Osaka Johto Gospel Church. Nothing cuter than a little old Japanese lady. Except that guy's awesome yellow sunglasses. Okay, I like that. Just to make a menace of myself in this neighborhood, I'm gonna see if I can bike up that hill without getting off my bike. Is this a good idea? Make it. Almost fell off. Okay, I think I'm going the wrong way again. But there is no wrong way. But there is. I want to go home and have a cup of coffee. It's snack time. I like my coffee at 3 p.m. It's like 4 o'clock already. Boy, none of this looks familiar. I mean, I know Osaka pretty well. Where am I? Oh wow, this is Kyobashi. Oh, I overshot it, no wonder. Okay, we're gonna go up to another little canal over here and then we'll end it there. So, first of all, one goal finished. Still in that flight path. And anyway, the other goal, which was trying to find a 100 yen bubble water, Did not work out. Look at all of these machines, and any of them have bubble water. Oh, there's one. It's 110 yen. Yeah, I'll go for it. Why not? If I have, that's another thing I do sometimes. I say, well, it's not 100 yen, but I'll buy it. But I'll only buy it if I have exact change. Do I have exactly 110? Yes, I do. All right, here we go. All right. There is luxury, and there is luxury. Sometimes when you do a video like this, you wonder, am I still recording? Okay, I think I am. So anyway, let's go over to this other river here, and then we'll call it there. This is Kyobashi, which is one of the, I don't know, 3 or 4 big hubs in Osaka. There's a lot of train lines meet here. Sumimasen. That was my fault. That was all my fault. Oh, denied. 1 red light away from the river. You can almost see it from here. Over there is Osaka Castle. Definitely one of these days I'll do an Osaka Castle video. One of my very favorite places to bike around. I think I'm in the way here too. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a river here. And so, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this little trip around Noe-Uchindai and the surrounding area. So, watch my other videos for travel tips and my stories from the road and my experiences as a type 1 diabetic. And I'll see you in the next time. No, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to the people on YouTube. Oh, yeah.